Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, coming back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, hey, folks, I'm playing a video series of videos I've been doing for a while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, at the time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, this one's a little bit of a return. But we'll get to that. Yes, indeed, folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items. I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. And then, and through the course of this interaction, you and I and you, we're going to go over there, we're going to forge a bond. Okay, it's going to be a little bit awkward, because it's me. It's going to be a little bit intimate and awkward, mostly awkward. But really, we're going to go over there, we're going to create a foundation of something great. I'm inside the truck, talking all kinds of bullshit. Whilst I'm inside the truck, I'm also wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? I also have a super cool hat, but boom, it's my Static X Evil Disco Man shirt. If you're not familiar with Static X, they are a band. They've been around since the 90s. They're often sort of tagged in with like the nu metal genre, although I don't entirely feel that that's representative, although it's not entirely unrepresentative. They definitely have certain elements to their style that was kind of a nu metal-ish, but they're more kind of industrial. I like them quite a bit. I've seen them perform 3 times now. I actually have videos from each show that I've been to. They're on this channel just in case you're interested. But I do like Static X quite a bit. And I got this shirt the last time I went to go see them, just a few weeks back. As soon as I saw that they had the Evil Disco Man shirt, which I don't know if that's actually his name, but that's like the mascot for Static X, and I've always been partial to him. But anyway, what am I reviewing for y'all? What are we doing? Why is it a return? Well, folks, for anybody who's watched my videos for a little bit now, probably know that I have a series that I have been doing through my sampler platter videos, where I've been going over there and reviewing sub sandwiches. I started this back last year at some point. But here's the thing, I did technically review a few sub places before I actually started formally making a thing. I, in fact, have an entire playlist just called Subs for Subs, just to let you know. So, the first 2 sub reviews that I did were for a place that most people know. So, folks, what are we doing? Boom! We're reviewing subs from Subway. But I'll get to that in a moment. I've been really fortunate in my area. There are so many really great spots to go out and get sub sandwiches. I really haven't been eager to go back to Subway because they're not the best. But I put up a poll not too long ago, well, maybe a few weeks ago now. And I asked you fine folks, hey, what are some places you would like to see me review subs from? And I put up a number of places. Jersey Mike's ran the fuck away with it easily. I will eventually get back around to them. But Subway did manage at least a tiny showing. And I figured, what the hell, man? I need lunch anyway. Let's eat a sub. Specifically, this is part of their new Subway series of subs, which is like they went over there and came out with like a whole bunch of new signature subs. This is from their Italiano series. It is the Supreme Meat subs. There's pepperoni, salami, capicola, ham, provolone, lettuce, tomato, banana peppers, and MVP Parmesan vinaigrette, and I got it on Italian urban cheese bread. The only thing I omitted were the onions, because this is my lunch. Usually I try to go into it with just the full experience. Give me this one, folks. Give me this one, okay, please. So anyway, let's take a look at the sub. See how it is. I mean, I'm hopeful a little bit because I haven't had Subway since I did those last 2 reviews, and since then they've upgraded their menu, or at least, upgraded. So let's see how it goes. Okay, that's not bad. It's not a bad looking sub. I will say, for being a Supreme Meat sub, I don't know if I'm getting a ton of meats here, but I definitely filled it out with a lot of lettuce and shit. But anyway, let's give it a go. I've yammered for quite a bit. Okay. There's some good, there's some bad. I will say this right now. This has exceeded my expectations. Like, legit, definitely exceeded my expectations by a fair amount. This is probably the closest I have had to a Subway sub feeling like a proper sub. Now, that doesn't mean that it feels like a proper sub. I'm just saying they managed to get a little bit closer to the goalpost, okay? We're still probably at, like, I don't know. I mean, we passed the midway point. I'll give them that. We're like a little less than 2/3 of the way to really feeling like a proper sub. I also like, too, how, like, I mean, they call it the Supreme Meats. It's kind of like their take on an Italian sub because they don't have an Italian sub, even in their Italiano sub or section. They have an American sub. How do you not have an Italian sub? But again, this is kind of their takeaway. Way too much lettuce. Way too much. I get it. They're using it as a filler. But it really overwhelms the taste of the rest of the sub. Like, if I would have realized that, I would have actually probably omitted. Well, I'll get into that in a little bit. But star players in this, the MVP vinaigrette, Parmesan vinaigrette, is actually really good. And they did a good job of using enough where it's still very prominent, but it's not overdoing it. And that's something that's worth praising, because I've had subs even on this series where they just overdid it with the oil, and the bread tastes good, I'll say that. I didn't get it toasted. I mentioned that. This felt like a cold sub to me, so. But the bread is good. It's not too firm or anything like that. I could maybe do with a little bit more structure to it, but I'm not going to complain too much about it. It's pretty good. It's nothing amazing, but the banana peppers are a nice add-on. I like those a lot. They give it a really nice burst of flavor, especially with the vinaigrette to sort of help amp it up. Yeah, like I said, it's definitely better than I was expecting by a really good margin, but it does have some of those Subway trappings. They definitely filled it up way too much with filler. I think it really could have been, especially for something you're calling the Supreme Meat sub, the meat definitely feels like the least impactful aspect of this. It's there, you do taste it, but if it's Supreme Meats, man, like I want that to be the first and last thing that I'm tasting. With this, it's there, but it's kind of just there. I'm not really getting to properly experience the way that I would like. But I mean, you know what? Like I said, I mean, I'll give it to them. I think overall the idea of this sub is really good. I think all the ingredients taste good for what they are. Two questions have to be asked, folks. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, would I get it again? Probably not, but the main reason why is because I have so many really good sub places around me. I don't have a lot of reason to go to Subway ever, unless I'm just reviewing stuff. And especially considering that, it's like a $7, $8 sub, I can get similar, but better for about the same price. But if I were going to Subway, I could see getting it again. Because I think overall it's really close to being a good sub. I think if they would have just gone over there and cut out the filler, put a little bit more emphasis on the meat, I think I actually would have really liked this one. But again, it's that Subway thing, man, that fast food sub mentality. Way too much lettuce. Way too much lettuce. You're just big old mouthfuls of lettuce that I just didn't need. And I guess if I got it again, I could say, hey, please go light on the lettuce, or maybe just no lettuce. But like I said, I try to, go with, for the most part, what it comes as off of the menu. I don't think the onion was missing. I mean, maybe it would have broken up the flavor of the lettuce a little bit, but you already had the tomato and the banana peppers. I like both of those. They were nice and, kind of acidic. I enjoyed them. So, yeah, it's not a bad going. Now, would I recommend it? I would recommend that you go to a different sub place, typically, depending on the sub place available to you. But if you are going to Subway, it's not a bad option. Again, it's a little bit reminiscent of something like an Italian sub, albeit obviously, augmented. And the flavors are there. It's just like, if I were going to go over there and say, recommend it to you, I'd be like, hey, tell them either omit the lettuce or just light on the lettuce, just so you can enjoy more of the other aspects. But anyway, that's going to do it for me today, folks. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. You go over there and have yourselves a truly... well, I'm not going to say Subway-tastic. Jersey Mike's-tastic rest of your life, because Jersey Mike's is just better. Sorry, Subway. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But we do if you can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. You're just going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world, folks. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm right there with you. But we find ourselves in situations that are stressful, distressing, frustrating. Sometimes we want to be an asshole about stuff, It happens. Important when we run into those situations, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there, and maybe you're going to watch this video, and maybe you're going to decide to give Subway a shot again. Because as much as I shit on them, it's like, credit where credit's due, they do seem to be making actual improvements. So maybe you go over there, maybe you try out a Subway, maybe it's pretty good, and you're like, all right, this is okay, this is pretty cool. Maybe you go over there, you start making it your regular lunch spot, go and grab some stuff, you start chatting with the owner, he's a good dude, it's a whole thing. He's got a whole family affair doing this thing, franchising and such. But maybe you get in good with them, you start doing a thing, you become a member of the family kind of situation, and then, maybe 30 years down the line when he decides to pass away, he goes over there and bequeaths his Subway empire to you. Or conversely, just go to a different place that isn't Subway. Bye!